No breaks!
Attacking me, and I had to fight him off. And I had to do it because it was following me around my whole day. And look all the pain I've been through. But it's over because I ended it today. And you can believe that. But you guys need to understand me that I am not crazy.
The story behind this bizarre episode is an act so unbelievably gruesome. It's what horror movies are made of. Be forewarned, you're about to view one of our most disturbing cases yet.
It gets
Radio
worse.
Sedans 911, where's your emergency?
Hi, I'm at the Ruidoso Downs Fire Department.
Yes, sir.
I picked up a guy who seemed really confused. I let him out, and he started attacking other vehicles. And
Is he still being combative, sir?
well, I don't think he's very dangerous.
His perception of the man couldn't be more wrong. A series of surreal events are about to unfold right before your eyes.
Alright, small break. I got trigger warning, or I put TW in the title. Do I need to spell it out? I'll do it just in case. Just in case. Oh, I do have enough characters. Maybe a small break. Crispy, thanks for the 5 gifted. Scottish, thanks for 20 months. Thank you. Last night I had to rush my dog to the hospital. Unfortunately, she passed away. Your streams helped me get through a rough night. Thank you. I'm so sorry for your loss. Hearts in chat for Scottish. I'm so sorry. Losing a pet is it's like losing a loved one, you know? They're with you all the time. They show you unconditional love. There is no one in this world that loves me more than Mika. That dog loves me more than my own mother. Let me tell you. This dog looks at me like I am the reason why he's alive. It's so, oh God. I love, dogs are so good. I love pets. I'm so sorry for your loss. Juan, Bella, thank you. Miranda, thank you. I remember my wiener, I keep saying wiener dog is a dash hound, but my dash hound Blinky that I've talked about, I had him from when I was 2 years old all the way up until I was 16 when he passed away, and like that dog was with me throughout my whole childhood. He passed away, and yeah, does not feel good. Does not feel good. Daphne, thanks for 11 months. You've inspired me to start streaming, getting a PC within the next few months to get started. Awesome! Good luck! Just do it for... My biggest advice is just do it for fun. Don't do it for money. Do it for fun. Meet some fun gamer friends. Have fun. Build a cute community. And I hope you enjoy it. I just would always... My biggest advice is when you start streaming is just don't expect anything out of it. Eric, thanks for joining. Thank you. When Valorant time? I can't decide if I want to play before getting a group or wait till we have 10 for a custom. Because right now there's only like 3 of us that are confirmed for customs, and I don't know if I should wait. I don't know. It's because a lot of the Valorant, like people that play Valorant regularly, played this morning. Are your 20s really the best years of your life? Because I really don't feel like it. I don't think 20s are the best years of anyone's life. Does anyone disagree? I feel like your 20s are literally for learning and growing and just working and figuring yourself out. It's the grind years. 20s are like, that's the years of the heartbreak and depression, stress. That's when you go through it. 20s are the grind. Yeah, don't worry. You're not alone in feeling that way. The 20s are not easy. Nova, thanks for 24 months. Best 2 years. Thank you for the stream. So glad to be here. Thank you. Pete, thanks for 22 months. Thank you. All right, we're starting.
In the following footage that has never been seen before. An unspeakably brutal act will be uncovered, and the reputation of a once adored historic area will be forever tarnished. At this very moment, a peculiar but seemingly unrelated situation is unfolding about 10 miles from the fire department. A deputy has been dispatched to the vast Coe Ranch located in Glencoe, New Mexico, to perform a welfare check. And something isn't right. The scenic area situated in the Ruidoso River Valley has an eerie feel on this evening. And for good reason, we'll come to learn.
There's no response at the main residence. Is the individual supposed to be 97 here on scene?
Yes, sir. That's where she was when he was speaking with her. Apparently, she does not live at the main house.
Why is was the logo there last time like this? Like, you can still see it here. Look at this. It's so big.
She's gonna live in a mobile home on the east
You can see it
side
back
of
here.
the property.
Like, what's the point in having it that faint?
Sheriff's
Oh,
Department.
there it is. You see it? Look at this. Explore with us.
Receive no
It's in every video?
answer to the knock here either. Sheriff's Department.
I just noticed it.
Hello.
After a thorough search of the exterior, the deputy has found no trace of the woman in question and caretaker of the ranch,
Oh,
Mary Ann
no.
Morehouse. It's as if she's fallen off the face of the earth.
The front door of the residence is open, screen door, but nobody's answering from inside. Is there another available deputy? Send me another unit. I need to make entry.
Nettie, thank you.
The
Welcome back.
responding deputy can do nothing but wait for another
Oh, I'm
unit
sorry.
to arrive. Meanwhile, on the other side of town,
Now I can't
police
unsee
locate
it.
the subject of the 911 call
And now you're all
cautiously
aware that you're
approach him.
taking deep breaths.
to you? I had a really bad day. I just need something to drink, please. Drink? Is there like water? Yes. Okay. I've been through a lot. I lost my dog. I went into a river. I've been lost all day. I need some help.
We're here to help you, but you're acting a little incoherent, sir.
Okay.
Here's an example of how the context of a situation matters when it comes to body language analysis.
Sorry.
The man frequently
I'm not
crosses
sorry.
his arms, which could be interpreted as him being closed off or trying to self-soothe. However, a few moments
Guys,
later,
pay
a police
attention.
officer motions for him to come with them to get you in where it's a little warmer. With that additional information, the crossed arms can likely be explained away simply by the man being cold. This is why it's important to look at the whole picture when considering what someone's body language means.
Uh-huh.
After he's escorted into the police station, officers learn the identity of the agitated man.
My name's Andrew McGill.
After a short while of observing Andrew's overwhelmingly strange behavior and apparently chalking it up to drug abuse or psychological issues, officers guide him to an ambulance outside the police station.
Uh-oh.
It'd be hard for you to pick you up in there. See, there's one right here. And there's good thing the leash is on.
It's going to take more than a leash to control Andrew, considering the state he's in. Deputies will soon witness how Andrew's strange behavior can abruptly shift to erratic and violent, and in the blink of an eye. Andrew is transported to Lincoln County Memorial Hospital in hopes that emergency medical intervention will provide him with the help he so clearly needs. Unfortunately, while here, things will escalate from this bizarre situation
What?
to downright insane.
What?
After the responding deputy has waited at the ranch for nearly an hour, unable to proceed any further until backup has arrived, an additional deputy is finally available to assist. They waste no time in resuming the search. The situation
chat.
is alarmingly suspicious.
It's over there, Charlie. We gotta drive up to it. Some sketchy shit, man. The door is open and the bedroom window's open and the
No, bless
TV's
you.
on and there ain't no sound in there and there's 3 cars. Said there's somebody here and cut off. Shit's weird. Give me a bad vibe, man.
Both deputies carefully approach the property and prepare themselves for entry, as they anticipate that they may happen upon something terrible. There are just too many warning signs to believe there could be a plausible explanation for the woman's absence.
Sheriff's office! We're going to come in and check on you. Sheriff's office.
Ooh, I'm scared.
It's strange. It's real strange, man.
But there's no one to be found inside the premises. In fact, nothing even appears to be out of place, and there's no sign that any type of struggle has occurred. Things just aren't adding up. What's happening here? Though they don't yet
Thanks,
know
Justin.
it, the deputies are on the threshold of unearthing something worse than they can imagine. They continue to search outside.
We secured the residence. I don't know. What else you reckon? She was supposedly on the phone with the RP and says somebody's here. I mean, who walks off at a night like this? I thought we were gonna go in there and find something bad.
In just a matter of minutes, the deputy will receive a haunting confirmation that his instincts shouldn't
Should I
be
start
taken
Ace
lightly.
Attorney after this?
There's definitely something weird, but I don't know
Thanks,
what
Telly.
it is. There's something strange. We're gonna be out at the main residence now. The RP is kind of freaking out, saying, oh, there's definitely something wrong. I'm like, yeah, it's weird, but I don't know. And let's drive down there and see if we find any other house.
I'm excited to try it. I heard it's a lot
The
of reading,
deputies
though.
inspect the exterior of one more property.
Val will be later.
And in a split second, the situation has evolved from suspicious to unspeakably horrific.
Hey! Down, we got somebody down. We got somebody down.
The horrific truth of the discovery will be revealed during the interrogation of the disturbed suspect.
We gotta start clearing this. Suspect could still be on scene.
The deputy is desperate for more backup at the scene.
Oh,
The urgency
scary.
of the situation is crystal clear.
Okay, Charlie. She's down. It looks like a she, elderly female. This motherfucker's still here. Anybody comes up on us is getting fucking smoked, dude. I'm gonna tell you that. Do it
Thank
up,
you,
man.
Marilyn.
All the while, Andrew is settled and sleeping. He was sedated upon his arrival at the hospital. A deputy has been assigned the task of watching over him and ensuring
Sedated.
that only hospital staff and officers enter and exit the room. Not long into his shift, the deputy receives a call from another member of the sheriff's office who is stationed at the scene of the crime. And the caller has an intriguing request.
Yes. I've got them in a bag. They're a pair of construction kind of boots. It's more like a curved tire tread than like a diamond pattern. I'll try to send one back to you.
The deputy captures photos of the outsoles of Andrew's boots and fires them off right away. It seems the sheriff's office has surmised that the two occurrences are related. The question is, how?
I think the guy at the hospital is the dude, and he had a freaking meltdown or something.
Yeah.
Imagine if this fucker hitchhiked to the hospital. Imagine the guy that just gave a fucking dude like that a ride. You know, the sad part, Charlie, is this is a beautiful place. It was.
The brutal crime will forever taint the property, and law enforcement must get to the bottom of the dire situation before another life is lost. Somewhere around 1 a.m. marks the very stage where Andrew's odd behavior has taken a drastic turn. He has become extremely violent.
Hey, Cox, go with Jason,
Is this after being sedated? He
Jason's
woke
the one
up,
hit.
or?
Anybody else get it?
No, just one shot.
Somehow, a sudden struggle erupted when, out of nowhere, Andrew leaped from his hospital bed and attacked a deputy.
What?
Immediately, two more deputies rushed to assist. In the midst of all the chaos, a handgun was knocked out of one of the deputies' holsters. Andrew managed to grab the weapon before
What?
any of the other three could get their hands on it.
You have one job! How do you lose your weapon like that? That's
And he
crazy.
fired a shot directly into the arm of one deputy. He pulled the trigger again, and by some sort of miracle, the weapon failed to fire.
Oh, yeah, what a miracle.
Alright, calm down, son. Yeah, okay. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't figure it out.
I know, just
And I need
relax.
some medication. We're getting shackled.
Okay, we're gonna put him back in here on the bed. Doctor gotta check him.
You roll him over?
Yep.
My leg.
Oh, shut up.
You got another thing to shackle?
Yeah. What kind of shackles do you use?
Leg. Huh? Just one. I'm gonna put one on this.
My
and one on the
leg.
bed.
Okay.
Remarkably, Andrew's episode continues into the morning, despite the sedatives he has been given.
Man, you guys don't understand me. I do one little thing and
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I told you I was sorry. I can't move or anything. It sucks, dude. You guys, I will live a happy life. I promise I will be happy. I always wanted to be by myself somewhere.
Hi, Andrew. I'm gonna give you a shot in your leg, okay? It's the same medication I gave you earlier. Okay?
He's mentally unwell. Well, that's not confirmed. He could just be on drugs. He could be on something. Wait, was it confirmed? Did I miss something? All I know is that there was an elderly woman that is dead.
You guys, I'm gonna be okay.
We're trying to help
I'm
you.
gonna be okay, though. I'm gonna be okay. I want stuff right now. I haven't had a drink in 5 days. I've ate worms. I'm going nuts because of this, and I know what it's all about now. I need to chill out. I am going to be chill. No! I don't want to go there. You guys. Man, how could you do this to me?
Poke.
Andrew is speaking rapidly and with a sense of urgency. He may be experiencing pressured speech, which can be caused by a few different mental health disorders, including bipolar disorder. It's also possible he's feeling panic due to being constrained, and his rapid speech is an attempt to calm his anxiety.
Okay, I'll be nicer
He seems to lack
now.
awareness about the seriousness of what landed him in this situation. This difficulty with insight could also be the result of a mental health disorder, or it could simply be him failing to take responsibility for his actions. Shortly after, Andrew is administered another sedative.
Alcohol
He will soon be cleared
withdrawal?
for release
No
and
way.
taken to his next destination.
This is a prescription cleared for cocaine incarceration with medical, and this isn't the medication, but this is saying he's cleared to go to jail.
We're gonna do a blood draw here in a second, boss.
I understand, but do they have to be this tight? It hurt bad, dude. Been through a lot for everybody. You guys don't know. You guys don't know what I've been through these past few days.
Andrew will soon explain
What
exactly what happened over
happened?
those past few days, or at least his perception of what happened. You won't believe the bizarre story he has to tell.
Mr. McGill. Let's go. Okay. Come on.
Andrew is released from the hospital and transported to Lincoln County Detention Center. It's the following day, April 3rd, when the undersheriff and another member of the sheriff's office sit down with Andrew to get his rendition of the events that led to this very meeting. One of the most disturbing elements you'll see is that
Alcohol withdrawal is one of the most dangerous. You can die from the symptoms. Yeah, it's true. My half-brother, one of my half-brothers, has an actual alcohol addiction. And one time, thinking back now, I don't know how necessarily true this is, but he had to get surgery, and the doctors had to like give him alcohol because it wasn't safe for him to like not have alcohol in his system. But like, I can imagine that that would probably be true if you have like a severe alcohol addiction. You can't stop? Yeah. Does that sound checks out? Okay. It's physical addiction. Oh, so scary. Yeah, my dad's side of the family were all alcoholics. Every single one of them.
he seems to genuinely believe the psychotic delusions are real.
I know it's not me, sir, and I don't know what to do. It's scaring me bad. Because everybody just seemed like they were going to hurt me or something like that, you know?
And this is the very definition of a delusion. The person with them does believe it is real. Someone experiencing a delusion cannot distinguish between what is reality and what isn't. One common type of delusion is known as a persecutory delusion, where a person may believe that someone else is out to get them or is spying on them, which could lead to paranoid or violent behavior. These kinds of delusions may occur due to a psychological disorder such as schizophrenia, or they could be the result of substance abuse. The following footage from Andrew's interrogation is utterly...
Sorry, this reminded me of a TikTok that I saw yesterday of it was a girl and she was talking about how she has schizophrenia and her boyfriend also has schizophrenia, and she was laughing throughout the video describing this, but I thought it was really cute. But she said that she has I think she said she has visual schizophrenia, like she sees hallucinations, but her boyfriend has like audio hallucinations, and so when they're together it's just incredibly confusing. It just sounded really cute, but it's really cute that they like have each other, but I can just imagine. I've only had I've experienced audio hallucinations before, and it's scary. It's horrific. I've experienced, like, if I'm really, really tired, like I can hear actual voices, like the sound of people speaking in my ears. But it's only ever happened to me like 4 times. Oh, hello. Hello? Oh, we need to move my car? Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You can tell me how. I can try. It's just, we don't know how to put it in forward.
Forward. Okay. So, okay. I'll just come do it.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go move my car really quick. 1 second. I don't know how to describe moving. The controls are kind of weird. I'm back. Sorry. I just had to go really quick. They were able to move my car. Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, audio hallucinations. The voices. Okay. Nanners, thanks for joining. I got gifted member and I didn't know. Congrats. Yeah, it's random. But it is a fact that you are more likely to get a random gifted sub if you are an active in chat or you watch a lot. You have a higher chance for sure. Oh my god, let's go.
Chilling. The undersheriff starts the interrogation by inquiring about Andrew's personal life. Right away, the undersheriff begins to build rapport.
So this is the first time that I've met you.
Yeah.
What's your full name?
Andrew P. McGill.
Where do you work?
I don't work. I go to school right now. I'm a student at ENMUR.
A student?
Tell me a little bit more about you. Are you married or?
Yeah.
Any kids?
Yeah, 1 3-year-old daughter.
A
Soon
daughter?
the undersheriff changes course and refocuses the conversation on recent events that have taken place. Namely, his alarming breakdown, the attack and shooting at the hospital, and an utterly horrific crime he will soon describe.
Well, tell me what's been going on in your life recently. How do you end up in here talking to me?
I have no idea. I've been having a weird week. I can't remember. It's like I can't remember anything.
Unfortunately, I don't like boba. I wish I did.
What kind of drugs? What's the
Any kind of drugs. Like, I use meth, heroin, cocaine, marijuana.
How long have you been using drugs?
For most of my life until like 15.
Oh.
So your drug of choice is
meth.
Meth?
It's a possibility that use of drugs could explain Andrew's strange behavior. Methamphetamine has been associated with violent behavior. It can also trigger psychotic symptoms like hallucinations and delusions in as many as 40% of users. Of course, quite an array of other substances could also cause the type of behavior Andrew has been exhibiting.
That's
When's the last
meth?
time that you saw your wife and your daughter? What do you remember about that?
I remember they were scared of me, and I remember I was scared of them, and they were just leaving me behind.
Methamphetamine use can also trigger the user to experience paranoia. That, in combination with hallucinations and delusions, could be one explanation as to why Andrew might have been afraid of his wife and daughter.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Notice that Andrew is shifting around a lot, leaning forward, leaning back, moving his feet, as well as frequently looking away from the detectives. Normally, someone might see these behaviors as signs of anxiety or dishonesty. But since we know that he has a history of both drug use and hallucinations, this doesn't necessarily mean he's lying or is trying to hide something.
I know, but I don't remember what I did, and it's like, why? I don't understand it at all, sir.
With this admission, officers trained in interrogation methods should know to tread carefully and avoid any of the normal attempts to suggest reasons for why the crime was committed. He may be highly suggestible, and there is the chance of implanting false memories. The Reed technique advises against using these steps anytime there is a potential memory impairment.
Something bad happened in your life in the last few weeks, or?
This might sound ridiculous and crazy. It probably is ridiculous and crazy, but it's the truth.
I don't like that term, crazy.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It may sound strange, but it's how you feel. Just tell me whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, well, I was just sitting at home one night with my brother.
Hello, Valerie.
And my twin brother Philip was sitting at the house. We started talking, and then all this weird stuff started happening to me. So I felt like something was after me, like something was really gonna hurt me. I was not myself at all. And something told me that I need to go to Ruidoso, and everybody's freaking out around me, and I don't know what the heck is going on right now. I just need to get out of town.
This sounds like Andrew may be describing a persecutory delusion, as mentioned earlier. If Andrew is being truthful about his symptoms, he likely truly believed there was something or someone after him. This is certainly not an excuse for any of his actions, but it could help explain what his mindset was like at the time. As you can see, his body is turned away from the detectives, which could be a sign of deception or signal that he is disengaged in the conversation. However, his body language doesn't appear to match his behavior. He's being cooperative with detectives so far and answering the questions openly. This is another example of why you can't rely on a single deceptive cue, such as lack of frontal alignment, to accurately determine if someone is telling the truth or not. Most people display a mix of deceptive and truthful indicators, so detectives will be taking note to see which type of behaviors they see most often. Andrew got into his truck and began driving, radio blaring, trying to get away from the mysterious evil he believed was following him.
I could hear my dad talking to me saying, "It'll be okay, son."
Kid Camp, I'm happy you're sober. Congrats on 4 months.
You're gonna be okay.
But then he possessed my dad.
Just as Andrew stated before, he wasn't himself. He explained that he started doing things that he didn't want to do.
I'm a normal human being. It just happened to me the other night when I was asleep. And I just woke up out of nowhere. I started writing all this stuff down. The Bible is a lie.
Suddenly, he pulled over and abandoned his running truck on the side of the highway. Still trying to get away from whatever he imagined was following him, he ran for the mountains nearby. Just around this time, as fate would have it, Andrew crossed paths with someone else.
No, that's so
And
sad.
then I went up to this old lady's house, and she's like, well why are you here, or what?
Marianne Morehouse, caretaker of the Coe Ranch, had been on the phone with a friend that evening. During the course of the conversation, she mentioned that someone was on the property and that she was going to investigate. According to her friend, the call then ended abruptly. When all of his calls to Marianne went unanswered, he became extremely concerned, so much so that he contacted local police and asked they head to the property and perform a welfare check on Marianne.
She started asking me all these weird questions. I thought she was after me again, because I felt like she was getting possessed by something, a dark entity all the time, back and forth, back and forth. Like, and then I would talk to her, and then she'd snap out of it, and then she'd go back to being weird again. And I was like, man, what is going on right now? Maybe if I just end her life, this would be over with.
Andrew continues his account of what he alleges happened that evening. Outlandish as it seems, we already know that at least part of it is true.
So I went back and I punched her in the head. She got knocked out. This is a long story.
That's fine. Got all day now.
Andrew claims that his brother Philip was talking to him at this time, pleading with Andrew not to cut his head off.
I felt like maybe he was the possession in my life and I needed to end him, but I couldn't find him anywhere, so I just had to end this lady life that was possessed.
What Andrew states next is absolutely chilling.
So I knocked her out and chopped her head off with an axe.
And I had to chop this lady's head off with an axe. I bum marked her bone like that. Got an axe.
What kind of medications do you take?
I don't take anything. You guys think I'm crazy, man.
That was exactly what the deputies encountered at the ranch.
Hey. Down, we got somebody down. We got somebody down. Right there, axe, there's an axe. This. Send more than that, it's a homicide. Additional units. Let's back up.
The scene was grislier than anyone could imagine.
There's an axe laying next to her and she got it in the head. Get some SP out here. We're gonna need additional assistance.
That's
it's gonna be a
crazy.
homicide.
A blood-coated axe had been set down close to where Marianne lay. Her head was almost...
Dude! She was just minding her own business, going about her day, and dies like that. That's so sad. The female had no signs of life and it appeared her head had been almost completely severed. An axe covered in blood was also observed on the ground near the body. Deputies also observed a cell phone on the ground near the body. Investigators believe this phone belonged to Morehouse and may have been used to make phone calls at the request of the defiant.
Almost entirely severed from her body. One particular laceration appeared to extend at least half of the depth of her head. Her body was completely covered in blood, and it was later determined that she was struck with the axe 4 times.
Do you think that you were that your presence or scared her?
No, not at all.
When do you not think that?
Because I was being polite and honest and well accepted. Except for the fact every now and then she'd look at me like all crazy, like, wait, what is this? You know? Just freaking me out.
Okay. So you were being polite with her and wanting her to call?
Because I just wanted some help. I was scared.
But was she being polite with you?
Yeah.
Where did the axe come from?
In the back of the truck that was parked right there. I think she got possessed by this guy, and that's when I started getting scared, so I had to do something. I punched her, knocked her out first before I did anything with that.
The detective is doing a good job of coming across as non-judgmental and non-confrontational, given the horrific nature of the crime. This likely is making it easier for Andrew to open up because he doesn't feel judged. If the detective was more aggressive in his approach, this could either prompt Andrew to have an outburst, or it could cause him to shut down. In his version, it was the devil's doing, not Andrew's.
The devil was attacking me, and I had to fight him off. And I had to kill somebody to get rid of him. I am the real son of God, and this is why I have that tattoo on me. And I hate evil. I was trying to get rid of it out of this earth. And I am the son of God. Trust me. I love you guys. I am on your side. I'm good.
And I would have never done that ever in my life. I feel so bad for that old lady. Really bad.
Do you feel bad because you know that was wrong, or?
Yeah, I know for sure that was wrong. But I couldn't stop him, man. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't be myself. And I'm still not myself. I don't know what it is.
Although Andrew says that he feels bad,
drugs.
his level of emotion doesn't match the severity of
The
what
meth.
he did. In his mind, he may be justifying his behavior because he felt like he couldn't control himself. It's possible that he sees himself as a victim to his own mind, and is therefore struggling to take full responsibility for what he did.
So, and it hit me the other day because I started becoming mature, and it just, all this knowledge just started coming to my head, and I was like, holy cow, what is going on? I even called my mom. I was like, Mom, there's something wrong with me. I was like, I need some help, Mom.
Were you using that?
No. I wasn't using any drugs, no.
It's possible that Andrew is being honest, and he wasn't actually under the influence of meth at the time of the murder.
Oh, wow.
Interestingly, psychosis that was initially triggered by meth use can be a long-lasting issue. Even if the person abstains from drug use in the future, psychotic symptoms may return, often triggered by stress. However, the exact onset of his symptoms is unknown. It's possible that his hallucinations and delusions first happened when he was using drugs, or they may have been the result of a psychological disorder such as schizophrenia.
I mean, I felt like my head just won't quit thinking. And it's like, no matter what kind of drug anybody gives me or anything, I just can't quit thinking. And it leads me to bad thinking. It's not me. I'm just scared of my own self. I'm scared of everybody, and I just want everybody to love each other and be happy.
There seems to be a contradiction here. Andrew states he wasn't using any drugs, but admits he uses drugs in an effort to calm terrible thoughts he claims to have. The conversation then shifts to the shooting that took place at the hospital.
And then at the hospital, I shot some guy in the elbow, and I don't know why I did that. I was scared still. I just didn't know what I was doing at all. It's like, what? I never felt like this in my life. And it's like scary.
His story isn't making sense, despite the fact that he has admitted to savagely killing Marianne and shooting the deputy at the hospital. As they continue their efforts to gain some clarity on what really happened that night, they move to the subject of Andrew's trek to the police station.
Do you remember going to the Downs TV? Do you remember talking to, getting a ride into town?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, I was walking down the street. After all that bad stuff happened with the old lady, after that was done, I was running down the street, and then some guy
Yeah,
pulled
he
over out of nowhere.
clearly
and was like,
mentally
"Hey,
ill,
man,
yes.
do you need a ride?" And I told him, yeah.
I think mixed with the
An officer caught up
drugs,
with
it's
the Good
just
Samaritan who'd
so-
offered Andrew a
such a-
ride moments after he parted ways with him.
Sad.
Are you the one that dropped him off?
Yeah, I dropped him off here. Last time I saw him.
I'm not time. I'm not time, but sure. I'm not sure what time we're checking out the Valor
10
map.
miles down the road.
I'm still waiting for a group.
He was walking across the road, in the middle of the road. I stopped and he was very confused, talking very weird stuff. And I thought I'd give him a ride to the police station up here. I just asked him to get out of the car with me. He complied, but yeah, he's just acting really crazy.
Okay. All right, well, we appreciate you dropping him off. Let's try to figure out what's going on with him.
I think after this video, we'll
Next,
start
the
Ace
undersheriff
Attorney.
inquires about something else Andrews said while at the police station the previous night.
Do you remember talking to those officers? Because you told them that you had hurt somebody else too, a man.
I did?
That's what you told them. You said that something about Arthur. Who's Arthur?
Oh, I did say that.
I'm sick of that guy following me around. His name is Arthur. He goes to my school. He's one of my students. He's had a grudge on me.
Who's Arthur? I thought he was like the devil or something in my class. It might sound crazy, but this is what I believe in. Okay.
This is the point where things take a turn for crazy. We'll get a better and quite disturbing glimpse into his twisted mind. At least, what he claims is going on in his head.
And he was out to get me for some reason, trying to, and like he had spring break, just all coming together in my head weirdly, but
You think this is boring?
He was trying to follow me, I believe.
This is
He goes to school with you?
insanely interesting to me.
You didn't hurt him.
No, I didn't. I was wishing I did because I thought he was like the Antichrist or something. I was scared to take him out to put the world at peace again. Weird. I know, right? And then I felt like he was trying to come out and get me somehow or another.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's possible. It could be possible because I've been seeing some weird stuff lately. And I've been experiencing a lot of weird things.
So did Arthur go to school with you at ENMU?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
When's the last time you saw him?
The last day of school before spring break. I don't even know what day it is. Do you guys know?
Yeah, it's Monday, April 3rd.
Andrew continues his theory that he's the Son of God and that he's here to save the world.
And I went through so much pain, suffering today for the whole world, and I forgive all your guys' sins. And the other day I realized that I was God, or Jesus, and I was forgiving the world's sins, and I was helping you guys out. But I didn't know how to do it because I'm not that smart. But I was trying in with good intent in my heart to change the world. And I think I might have accomplished that. And if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, it would help me out. But I'm going through a lot right now.
His speech continues to be disorganized, but so are his emotions. Notice how rapidly and frequently he switches from calm or normal to scared and crying. All of these emotional shifts appear genuine, but it's not something that is typical. Instead, this might be another sign of his impairment.
And I believe that this world is going to be in a peaceful state forever and ever if everybody will accept me for who I am. Yeah.
Have you ever had these issues before, like earlier, like as a teenager or anything?
Never in my life. Never.
The story continues to baffle the officers. Then Andrew brings up a new subject, his daughter.
I love her. I don't know what she's at. When they go to she's safe.
The officers assure Andrew that his little girl is safe in the care of his wife. They want more information about what is frightening Andrew so deeply. Despite his claim that he has conquered
Sad.
over Arthur, the student from his college, he is still scared of everyone around him.
You
Very
don't remember
paranoid.
hurting anybody else?
No.
And, the reason I'm asking is because, you told these officers that you did these things to the lady, right? But you told them that you had done somebody else. So I'm just concerned that somebody else was hurt that I need to locate.
No.
It's a reasonable question, considering Andrew's claim that the undersheriff is referring to.
It's a long story, but he possessed my life. He took over my dad's life. He possessed him, tortured my family. I had to get rid of him.
It seems that Andrew believed that Arthur possessed Marianne, so when he says he had to get rid of him, he's likely referring to killing Marianne.
Oh.
The bizarre account continues as Andrew gives some background about the day leading up to the tragic night.
And then I stayed up all night on Friday dealing with Philip, my brother, dealing with demons, blah, blah.
But no drugs?
No drugs at all, at all.
Does your brother do drugs?
Yeah, he does.
Whenever you use drugs, do you smoke?
I smoke weed, and then I'll start to think way differently than anybody ever thought they were thinking about life. And I had this weird trip when I smoked some marijuana that this life was just a game and a joke, and that my dad was up there controlling it, and that I'm Jesus, and that it was weird.
Andrew insists that he hasn't used meth in a year and a half, and he didn't smoke marijuana that Friday night. Except Andrew then claims he had the weird trip that very Friday night, and that they may have possibly smoked a small amount of marijuana after all. He and his brother stayed up all night, and it seems that marked the very beginning of the night of terror.
And then my brother Philip and me started talking, and we started telepathically talking to each other and weird stuff.
Have you ever had homicidal thoughts before that you
Never, ever in my life, ever.
But no meth,
no
heroin,
no.
It sounds like that marijuana was laced.
You smoked with your brother. Yes,
Yeah.
So Andrew does confirm that he smoked marijuana. It's all such a mystery. It doesn't seem that anything has been cleared up so far
Laced
as a
for
result of this
sure.
interview.
I guess for my confusion is
Cannabis can trigger psychosis.
It might be a
True.
lot for you guys.
well, look,
I don't know if you believe me or not, but I am.
Well, I believe you. I'm not disputing that. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah.
How.
Me too. I don't know.
How we take and do
This is dangerous and sad, yes.
Yeah,
an elderly lady.
I know. That's
That
the thing.
poor lady.
It's a trip that I don't know
Wrong
anything
place,
about.
wrong time. It would have been anyone else that was in his
for
path.
more information
Would've
and pointing out
died.
the holes in his story.
So sad.
Framing it as his own difficulty to understand likely makes it easier for Andrew to accept. If the detective had directly confronted Andrew, raised his voice, or gotten into his personal space, this could have triggered Andrew to feel threatened, and he may have reacted violently. In addition to having previously established that he knew it was, in fact, wrong to kill Marianne, Andrew also confirms that he was aware that he'd shot a member of law enforcement during his short stay at the hospital. His rationale for this was that he thought they were trying to kill him with the medication he was being administered.
Did you think that you were going to get in trouble?
Oh, yeah. Somebody found out I know we're going to get in trouble, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. And I probably should be in trouble, but at the same time, I felt like I'd conquered over something.
So what do you think should happen to somebody who does these things?
This is known as the punishment question and is taught in the Reed technique. Usually, when someone's being truthful, they will respond with a punishment that fits the crime. Detectives may use this question, among others, to gauge a suspect's honesty. In this case, the detectives already know that Andrew is responsible for the murder, and he has confessed, so they may be trying to find out answers to other questions, like, does he fully understand the consequences of his actions? Did he know at the time that what he was doing was wrong?
They should be punished at the same time. They should be understood from a personal level and maybe have some evidence on their life to show them. Maybe have my evidence from my life and my experience be shown to you guys so you could understand who I am and where I'm coming from and what happened to me that day, you know? And maybe that might help us all out.
It truly seems like Andrew doesn't comprehend the magnitude of the situation, nor does he really seem to show remorse for the terrible crimes he's committed.
So even though you feel like you're here to save the world from us, but do you still think, obviously you don't think people should get away with murder, right?
No. But I felt like I would have never done this ever in a million years, ever. But I felt like somebody, somewhere, something good was telling me to do it, so I had to do it. And it might sound odd and crazy and belligerent or whatever you want to say about it, but it's the truth.
Is there any possibility that with marijuana that you was laced with something?
No way.
The interview
Why?
is approaching its conclusion.
Why would he say no?
The undersheriff asks one final time if there's anything else Andrew needs to make them aware of.
Told you everything that happened. And this has only happened to me this past week. Other than that, my life is normal as normal can be. Like, I just go to school every day and clock in, clock out.
No question about it. Andrew's previously normal life will never be the same after the senseless acts of violence he just inflicted upon two innocent individuals.
This is the crazy part. I just kept on getting all these weird instincts to do stuff that I've never done in my life that I would have never even thought of doing. And it was like crazy, man.
I think
you like evaluated or something?
I think you may see a judge.
Okay, cool.
You know, actually,
I need to get like evaluated out because I'm not right now. Because I realized all these things I've done are really wrong, but at the same time I had these instincts to do them, and I felt like I had accomplished something.
Chat, you guys need to chill. No one here, except for the mentally ill man that committed murder, is saying that marijuana did this. No one here is saying that. You guys are arguing to yourself in chat. I don't understand. Everyone agrees. He clearly was either on something else. He's also mentally ill, and mixed people react differently to different drugs. And I think that it was laced. Even the investigators said it was laced, probably. Like, who are you talking to right now?
It's unusual that Andrew shows this level of insight into his behavior. If he's able to think this clearly about himself and recognizes that an evaluation is in his own best interest.
Not a single person in chat was like,
he hasn't exhibited
that devil's lettuce, the marijuana, and coming back again, causing murders.
Entirely on himself. This lack of empathy could be an indication of antisocial traits.
Nabbit.
The interview comes to a close,
dang devil's
but the
lettuce
painstaking
causing all
process of
deaths.
determining what has been going on in Andrew's mind has just begun. He's clearly in need of the evaluation he just referenced, and quite obviously, that's just the tip of the iceberg. A forensic psychiatrist hired by the state handled Andrew's evaluations for the hefty price of $100,000. He reached the conclusion that Andrew was cognizant at the time he carried out the murder, as well as a few hours later when he shot the deputy during his short stay at the hospital.
Really?
The psychiatrist cited a drug-induced psychosis as the inspiration behind the horrendous spree. The drug test conducted while Andrew was at the hospital showed only marijuana in his system.
What?
It should be noted, however, that conventional drug tests are unable to detect synthetic cannabinoids, which can cause altered perception. Andrew pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including second-degree murder and assault with intent to commit a felony upon a peace officer. On September 6, 2019, Andrew was sentenced to 45 years in prison.
It was the devil's
5 years
lettuce!
of supervised probation. He faced a potential sentence of 51 years, but the judge suspended 6 of those years. As for the deputy who suffered the gunshot wound, he survived, but underwent extensive surgery to repair shattered bone in his right arm. As a result of the injury, his career came to a premature end.
Oh. That's wild.